Base hit against Koo in the 7th inning of the first game of this series.
And a pitch. Another one missing. 2 balls, no strikes. Corey hitting 147, 5 for 34 with a home run against left-handed pitching. Cubs as a team hitting 260 against lefties. Two-0 pitch, and he missed again. I think that's what Willie Randolph had in mind when he brought in the left-hander. And to go right at Patterson. Had the matchup he wanted. Now it's 3-0. Efi Perez is next. He can bat from either side. Bases loaded. Three-man on with 1 out. Efi Perez due up, and here comes Randolph again. And that will be it for Koo. Came in through 4 straight balls. It's going to be big right-hander Heath Bell. As Bell comes in to warm up, let's check out what's coming up on WGN.
Unwind with a double dose of Becker every night. He's one doctor with 0 patients. Weeknights at 11 Eastern on Superstation WGN, where comedy isn't just very funny, it's super funny.
So it's going to be Heath Bell, a right-hander, to work to Efi Perez with the bases loaded, 1 out. He'll take his warm-up tosses. Bell pitched a scoreless 8th Monday night in Game 1. And the Cubs offense trying to pick up Ryan Dempster, who gave up the tying run at the top of this inning. Next telecast again from RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C. And broadcast time noon Central Daylight Time. Jerry Hairston just went over to the Cubs dugout. Not sure who he had a word with, but he represents the winning run at third base.
Normally, if you're Efi Perez coming to the plate in this situation, 1 out, go ahead, run at third base. You tell yourself, make him get the ball up. I want to see a pitch up in the zone that I know I can lift in the air to the outfield. But the way the wind is blowing today, it's going to be tough enough to hit a fly ball deep enough to be sure that Jerry Hairston can score from third base. The Mets are going to have their infield drawn in for a forced play at the plate. So, maybe you abandon that theory a little bit and just look for the best pitch you can see to hit. Whether it's up, down, in, or out, try to get the head of the bat on it, drive it through the infield.
Efi's always a squeeze candidate, but on a day like this, do you think about it more?
Probably not with the bases loaded. You run the real risk of bunting into a double play. The forced play at the plate makes it a little bit of an easier play for the defense if you attempt to squeeze with the bases loaded.
We'll see what Efi has up his sleeve here. Bases full, 1 out. Infield in. Swinging away, popped it up, wind, not going to bring it back. RBI single in the second for Efi. 1 for 4 today.
The best arm defensively for the Mets in the outfield, without a doubt, is Beltran in center field. Floyd average throwing arm. Diaz, we're not really quite sure about, haven't seen much of him.
Another foul. outfielders would come in anyway in this situation, but with the wind the way it is, they're able to come in maybe even closer.
An 0-2 count, a wild pitch pass ball is always a possibility as well. If Bell chooses to waste a pitch and happens to throw it in the dirt, Jerry Hairston has to be ready for anything down there at third base.
Here's the 0-2. Navy staying alive. One and two on Perez. Of course, if that ball had hit him, he would have ended the game. The corner. 2-2. Tough pitch to take.
Sinking fastball just off the corner. You see Piazza had to move his glove out there to get it, and then tried to push it back towards the middle of the plate, but it's just off the outside corner.
So now 2-2 on Nafee. Bases loaded, tie game in the bottom of the ninth. The pitch. Right back to the pitcher. They'll get it out at the plate. The relay is in time. 1, 2, 3. And we are going to extra innings. 3-3 to the 10th.
What do you do when you've had the best vehicle in its class for the past 6 years? You go back to the drawing board. You make it more powerful yet more fuel efficient. You give it enhanced safety features with run-flat tires. You make it more comfortable and more ingenious than ever before. Introducing the all-new Honda Odyssey. A great idea made better.
You want my advice? You should never.
Only at Fridays, new Steakhouse Selects. Choose your cut in one of our signature butter sauces. It'll leave you speechless. Everyone could use more Fridays.
Welcome back. For the perfect blend of heat and flavor, use Frank's Red Hot. Most other hot sauces are more about the heat. Frank's Red Hot, the only one with red hot flavor.
Well, some free baseball today as we are heading to extra innings. Cubs didn't want extra baseball today. They had the bases loaded with 1 out. In the 9th inning, the Nafee Perez bounced into a 1-2-3 double play. And Ryan Dempster will continue on here in the 10th. He gave up a run in the 9th as the Mets tied it. So for the Cubs, they'll play their 3rd extra innings game of the year. They're 1-1. First 2 games coming against the Milwaukee Brewers here at Wrigley Field in the first home series. Mets are 1-0 in extras. It's Matsui, then Beltran, followed by Cliff Floyd. First pitch of the 10th. Misses for ball 1. Two 2-0 on Matsui. Took it all the way. Cubs were hoping the 3 runs would be enough today, but the Mets able to tie it in the 9th. Rose guns it over to Lee for out number 1. Bartosh is the lefty, and Wellemeyer is the right-hander. Base hit through the hole on the right side for Beltran. Well, one of the things you think about, I mean, not only Mark Pryor's performance, but Will Oman working the 8th inning. Gave up a leadoff hit, but then retired the next 3 men. Looked very solid, setting things up for Ryan Dempster. Long look by Dempster, and now Cliff Floyd asks for time.
Beltran at first base is obviously a guy that can steal a bag, as high as 41 in a season in the major leagues. It was a perfect 28 for 28 during the regular season last year. Only 1 out of 3 so far this season.
Dempster to the belt. And now to the plate. And outside on a fastball, 2-0 on Floyd. Time called a ball get out of the Cubs bullpen. In the 8th inning in Baltimore, Twins and the Orioles tied at 4-4. Same score in Denver, as the Braves have scored 2 in the 9th to tie the Colorado Rockies 4-4. It's 3-3 in Los Angeles. Indians and the Angels in the 5th. Caught by Hairston. Throw to first is late. So Floyd lines out, and it'll bring up Mike Piazza.
You'll watch Beltran initially breaks for second base, 1-2 steps, and then hits the brakes. The head first dive back ahead of the throw. They got to deal with Mike Piazza with a runner at first base in a tie game in extra innings. Piazza 0 for 4 on the afternoon, has not had a good series, and be thankful for that, because at some point he's going to heat up. You wouldn't figure it to be a day like today, though. Tough day for the hitters.
Pirates with 3 in the 7th in San Francisco. The Buccos lead 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th. Some finals from the American League. We'll get them to you momentarily. All 1 on Piazza. Oakland scored 4 in the 9th, and then the Red Sox came back with 2 in the bottom of the 9th to win a wild finish, 6-5. Detroit over Texas 6-5. White Sox a winner at Tampa Bay today, 5-2. Right back to Dempster, knocks it down and throws out Piazza. One was ticketed for center field, but Dempster got in the way. 3-3.
All right, here's one. You're stranded on the island. Name 3 things that you want with you.
A beautiful woman, an endless supply of Bud Light, and oh yeah, another beautiful woman.
Hey, Sam. When are you gonna paint the hut?
Not until he builds
He
the
said he
raft.
could build the raft yesterday.
Girl,
My mama told me not to get stranded with him.
Oh, I got to work on my fantasies.
Bud Light, fresh, smooth, real.
Now this is what I'm talking about.
It's all here.
Hello.
Hi.
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 Need a break from Chicago? Fly nonstop to all these cities on Southwest Airlines, the airline committed to serving Chicago.
You are now free to move about the country.
Hey guys, listen up! Someone leave their lunch at the last rest stop? There's a sandwich and oh, we got a Pepsi, still cold. Name on the back says Spartacus. Is there a Spartacus here to claim this?
I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus!
I'm Spartacus. I'm Spartacus.
Well, Mike Piazza was trying to give the Mets the lead. Ended up hitting a comebacker. Right at Ryan Dempster, knocked it down. And he was able to throw out the hitter for the final out. So bottom of the 10th coming up. Heath Bell still on the hill. And he's going to face Lee Burnitz. And then I believe a pinch hitter. Ramirez on the bench today with back spasms.
And you know Dusty would like to stay away from him completely at this point in the ball game. He's been sitting over there all afternoon in the cold. Probably has gotten treatments at some point during the ball game, but number one, it's probably not fair to expect him to go up there and do anything at this point in the ball game. If he's not loose, he's not warmed up. He may have taken some cuts off the tee back in the Cubs clubhouse, but you definitely like to stay away from him if at all possible.
Bell got the 1-2-3 double play to end the ninth. A swinging strike. Derek Lee 0 for 3 with a walk, retired on a nice play by David Wright in the 5th. Diving stab at third and a good pick by Minkiewicz at the other end. Pop foul, drifting out of play. We're in the 10th, and only 10 hits combined today. 6 for the Mets, just 4 for the Cubs. The Hairston bunt single was the first hit for the Cubs since the 2nd inning. Two, and it's even. Derek Lee started the day second in the National League in batting, tied for second in home runs, and leading the league with 32 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Johnson tried to frame it, but it was outside. Full count. Three-two, and he fouled it back.
A nice piece of hitting by Derek Lee in the ball game last night to double to the gap in right center. That foul ball right off the mask of home plate umpire Randy Marsh. That rattle in the cage.
Another 3-2 and another foul. The Blue Jays beat Kansas City 12-9. Tony Pena resigning yesterday as a Royals manager.
Well, everybody in gear getting hit with foul tips here. Mike Piazza off the top of the right shoulder. Randy Marsh off the mask on the pitch before.
The Mets trainer heading out, and now here comes Willie Randolph to check on Piazza.
Piazza has that extension that reaches out off of the chest protector to attempt to cover that right throwing shoulder. But from his position behind home plate, leaning forward slightly in that crouch position, it looked like it missed the padding and hit up above on the right shoulder. Well, there's some nerves that occasionally will get exposed and you get a zinger. Fortunately for Mike, not a direct hit, a grazing hit, but if it hits one of those nerves, you tend to lose the feeling in your fingers momentarily, and you could see him squeezing the hand of the trainer there.
Still 3-2 on Derek Lee, leading off the bottom of the 10th. And the pitch fouled back yet again. Yankees beat Seattle 13-9 in the Bronx. Next 3-2 pitch. A good battle here.
Well, Derek's had some real good rips here in the latter portion of this at bat. Just need to find a way to get him on base. With his speed and his ability to steal a base, I don't think there's any way the Mets can stop him from stealing second base. Jeremy Burnitz could then go ahead and swing away, try to drive the ball to the right side to advance him to third. He's got to get on base right here.
Long at bat for Derek Lee, leading off this 10th inning. Another 3-2. High in the air. Way back. This ball will get out. It's over. D. Lee wins it. The wind could not knock it down. His 10th of the year, and he saves the day for the Cubs. So the Cubs win the series, taking 2 of 3, and Ryan Dempster blew the save, but he's going to get the win.
Well, this ball is just toasted. Derek Lee throughout the course of that at bat, especially the last 3 or 4 pitches, had some awesome swings, just missing pitches. Boy, that is the last thing we expected to see to end this ball game. A home run to left center field into the teeth of the wind. Derek Lee got every bit of it. Our Southwest, how far did it fly? 370 feet, just enough to win the ball game.
So a walk-off homer for Derek Lee, and the Cubs beat the Mets 4-3. He hit it right into the teeth of the wind, and he got it out. So ultimately the offense picking up Ryan Dempster. They could not get that winning run in the ninth, but Derek Lee leading off the 10th with a great at bat. Final score, Cubs 4, Mets 3.
You won't find it in the files, believe me.
So you fired a pistol at him?
I'm afraid Mr. Mallory's dead.
I gotta have the name, Carolyn. I'm looking for someone who committed a murder.
All I'm asking is that you let me look through the files of Jason Cutter. I might stumble onto something that you missed.
He was there with these two men.
Just one more thing.
You do your job. Don't worry about how I'm gonna handle mine, okay?
What do you do when you've had the best vehicle in its class for the past 6 years? You go back to the drawing board. You make it more powerful, yet more fuel efficient. You give it enhanced safety features with run-flat tires. You make it more comfortable and more ingenious than ever before. Introducing the all-new Honda Odyssey. A great idea, made better.
Are the brake pads and shoes really guaranteed for as long as I own my car?
Yes.
What if I need additional work?
We'll explain it all before we do anything.
In a written estimate?
Yes?
Could you read that last answer back for me, please?
Yes.
Visit Midas and get brake pads or shoes for $39.95 plus installation. We'll provide a written estimate for installation and fully explain any additional work needed. For mechanics known for their work and their word,
Trust the Midas touch.
So the Cubs with a 4-3 win. It was not easy today as the Mets tied it with a run of the ninth against Ryan Dempster. The Cubs had the bases loaded with one out in the bottom of the ninth. Nafi Perez bounced into a 1-2-3 double play. Ryan Dempster with a scoreless 10th. And Derek Lee with a long at bat kept fouling off 3-2 pitches and eventually took Heath Bell deep to left center field with a game-winning walk-off home run. The Budweiser play of the game, Derek Lee with his 10th home run, a walk-off shot in the 10th inning. And again, the wind really blowing hard right against where that ball went out. So if the wind hadn't been a factor, he probably hits it out onto the street. So our next WGN telecast of Cubs baseball will be Sunday afternoon from the nation's capital, when the Cubs and Nationals wrap up their weekend series at RFK Stadium. Our broadcast begins at noon Central. Once again, the final score today in 10 innings, the Cubs 4,